Hey guys, welcome to Devlog 2. In the last Devlog, we were talking about hopefully I can get the animations in. This time, check it out, the animations are in. Before we get started, you might notice there's a little bit of a drop of FPS. It's because I just got new monitors. I'm still trying to figure out how to configure them so that way my computer can handle it. But eventually, I'll probably get a nicer computer and we won't have to worry about it. But for now, let's check them out. So hopefully if I press play, it doesn't drop too much in FPS and we can throw that on. Okay, so yeah, so I'm getting about 70 to 60 FPS and you can see that my fish is now flapping its little tail, which is awesome. I can throw the rod out and it'll still play the game as usual, which is perfect. All I do is just replace the fish, the new one with the animations with the old one. Obviously, there's a lot to add. This is just a basic fish, so I can try to get the most basic animation in there to make sure I know I'm doing it right. But yeah, and then on top of the fish being in the game, we also have this cool boat in the game, and it is also not animated, but it is rigged. So these little hands I can program to grab and move around. And then the boat here is just a static mesh. I actually have it to where the boat is something you can walk on and you don't have to worry about it, and it's actually accurate to its look. And the hands themselves have bones, and you'll notice that they have a little bit bigger of a hitbox because obviously the bones are going to be moving and stuff. You don't want the character getting like glitching through the hands and stuff. And then on top of that, I made it longer, and that's just because I want the players actually be able to move around the boat. I don't want it to feel too claustrophobic. And if there's multiple players in the future, maybe, you can like one can stand on this side, one can stand on this side, or something of that sort. I'm not sure. So the other thing I've been doing this week is creating a rod. And if I make all these armatures disappear, you can kind of get a better view of what it is. It's a little complicated. I probably should have just made something a little bit more simple than this. But I kind of wanted to make a rod that had lore implications. And the lore here is that this rod would never work. It's like a homemade stick with like these screws in it for the what's it called the actual string, and then like a bunch of screws that are sticking out and very dangerous, and a belt as the actual grip, kind of to implicate that more's going on. This isn't actually fishing. This is just some concept being made up by the player to basically concept what's actually going on, right? Which is torturing souls and stuff like that. I'm not 100% sure where I'm going with the lore yet, on the dime, but I do like that concept of, giving the idea that it's not really fishing, right? So, yeah, here I've got all these, and they're all rigged up, ready to go. The rod has some bones that are disconnected. If I go to pose mode, you'll see I've got like bones up here, and they don't work, oops. I mean, they do work, but they don't work like super easy. I don't really want to go through the game and go through each bone and animate it by hand and just hope that it looks perfect. So I've been trying to mess with this thing in Unreal Engine called inverse kinematics. Kind of a difficult thing, I guess. It worked at first, and then I added the rest of the stuff, and it's not working too hot anymore. But yeah, I've got the armature for that. I've got a real armature where I can go inside of that and basically rotate the reel as if you were reeling the rod, right? Whoa, reeling it in. And then for the belts, I also have, oops, for the belts, I have a little bit of an armature, and that's so that I can give this, nope, not that one, just this one. Okay. And then that way I give this kind of like a flapping motion. While you like jump or something, right? And it might look weird because there's that now, but something like that where it's like flapping back and forth. And on the belt, it would say like fishing champion or whatever, like '07 or something dumb like that. I don't know. I haven't got that far, and honestly, I might go back and make a simpler rod. But for now, this is the rod that I'm working with, and hopefully my goal is by Devlog 3 from 2 weeks from now, to basically make this rod in game, and then that way I can have the visual cues of the rod and the camera and the fish kind of tell you how to play the game without the debug settings, so that way I can kind of get a taste of what the game feels like without cheating. So yeah, overall, that's my goal. It is Thanksgiving week, and then after that, it's starting to get December. It's going to be Christmas. Hopefully, when you guys see me in Devlog 3, I'll have that done. So I guess I'll catch you guys there.